Boom, clickbaited. It looks pretty good though. You might be wondering, what is
this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein?
Now, but in all seriousness, I love devices that do one thing and are really good at that one specific thing. When I was younger, I used to think that it was so cool that there was an iPod for music, a BlackBerry for texting and calling, a digital camera for taking pictures, a Game Boy for games, etc. Now, I'm hating on smartphones, but they are pretty cool. It's kind of remarkable that you can carry around all these different functionalities that would require you to carry 30 pounds of electronics probably onto one device. But I used to think that when I grew up, I'd have different gadgets for different scenarios, like in spy kids or something. Not only is it cool to have dedicated gadgets for different things, I mean, at least for me, but sometimes you don't want all the functionality at once. You don't want your phone sending you a call when you're trying to record something. You know, some functions interfere with other functions. Like, it can't be perfect. Schools need calculators that aren't connected to the internet, like your phone. And I know they're boring, but I like the concept of dedicated devices for dedicated tasks. And I think the calculator is one of those devices that has maintained its core identity as a dedicated product just to do calculations. Also, the community, the TI custom software modding community, they're amazing. This calculator is part of an endangered species of dedicated devices. And even then, it's still pretty advanced. I don't know if you can see up here, but it says TI-84 plus CE Python. So I can run Python code on this calculator. So it makes you wonder, what can you keep adding to this calculator before it's no longer just a calculator? So today, I'd like to ruin my entire starting premise and try to cram in as much software into this calculator until it's no longer a calculator. Let's try to blur the lines of what makes a calculator a calculator. So first, I'm gonna explain how I got it to act as a phone. Some clarification. I'm just a chud, and this is just a calculator. So this is not going to end up looking like a phone. I'd have to add a speaker, an antenna, microphone. I'd have to basically add a phone to the calculator. I'm not gonna do any hardware mods, barely any software mods. I'm just gonna use the software, what the calculator has, and then add some software from the community online. Enjoy the choice law. Okay, so like I already mentioned, there's no mic or speaker on the calculator. So the only way I could think of having it act like a phone is to text with it. The calculator has a built-in feature where you could write a variable or a list and then transfer it through the cable to a computer, so that in a collaborative environment, students and teachers can transfer data from one calculator to another one. So this is an intended feature of the calculator that I'm using, to have it act like a phone. This is well known, and I haven't done anything special, but we're just getting started. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, I have a simple, very simple Python code. So it'll put whatever string I put right here, it'll make it string 1 and make it a .axx file, which is what the TI calculators use. So I'm gonna write a simple message. It created the .axs right here. Write the file, and then replace. Yes. So this is sending the message that we wrote, subscribe, right here, and it's sending it to the calculator. I click send. Okay, so it's on the calculator. Now we're switching to the other camera. Okay, so first we have to write a TI basic program on the calculator. I mean, we don't have to, but it's easier to reproduce what we're trying to do here. So as you can see there, it's TI text, which is the name of the program, string 1, which is what I sent from the computer through the cable here, and then I just display string 1. To run this, I go to program, TI basic, execute it, I look for the program, I run it, and there it is, the message that we sent from the computer. This is basically a phone now. Isn't that cool? Alright, that's pretty basic. So alright, I promise the next one it'll be a little bit cooler. Alright, now that we have the message on string 1 of the calculator, remember, from the computer through cable to the calculator. Now, what if I want this to another device wirelessly? Okay, again, no connection to the internet. So I have to get creative here. I mean, I say that, but I had some help from the TI-84 community. Noah K made this program. It's a TI basic program that can create a QR code from a string. See, it has to use string 1. String 1 is a string that we transfer from the computer. So I'm gonna select yes to use string 1. Yes. Right now it's converting the string into a QR code. So we can transmit that data wirelessly to my phone. And then you can see creating with the graphic function of the calculator. It's creating the QR code. Boom. So I'm gonna scan it with my phone. Boom. Subscribe. That's the string from the computer to the calculator wirelessly to my phone. That's pretty cool. So this is Cesium, which is some software that allows me to have a better UI to look for games. You see, I have Pac-Man, I have Mario. This is all from the community. You can go to sematech.net and you can find amazing programs. Let me just run a few games. Of course, I have Doom. I have to make sure that I could run Doom. Yeah. It's running Doom. Yeah, Flappy Bird. Let's see if I go 5. It's pretty good, huh? You have chess. Actually, pretty good engine. Look at this. Look at this. See this? This is running on the TI-84. Okay, we got Pac-Man. So this is now, it's a phone and it's a portable gaming console and a calculator. If you're interested in playing these games, it's actually pretty simple. So first you gotta install TI Connect CE. You download this so that you can transfer data from your computer to the calculator and vice versa. Then you need to download Artifice to your calculator before doing almost anything, because this allows you to run assembly programs and games on the calculator. You just upload it to the calculator and run the program, and then boom, you're jailbroken. Next, you can go to Sematech or anywhere online to download these programs. You got Pac-Man here. Now you may need to download the CE libraries to run some games. If you don't want to, you can just avoid these games, but yeah, I downloaded it too. It's not much. Mainly you can just follow tutorials. You just ask AI to help you out. That's what I did with all of this. Again, I'm a chud. Also, while working on this video, I saw a video by Jeff that informed me of how Texas Instrument had removed the assembly function, a function that came with the calculator, keep in mind, because people were using it to cheat, even though there's a dedicated test mode that teachers can use to prevent cheating. This makes it almost impossible to cheat. They still removed the assembly functionality to make sure that there's no cheating. This is a blow to the modding community, the custom software community. Because without being able to run assembly, it really limited what you could do with the calculator. Like, again, you had bot. That's why the need for jailbreaking with Artifice is needed. So you can re-unlock the assembly function that came with the calculator. The calculator supports it at a hardware level. And one day you could update your calculator and not have a software feature that you paid for. So I wanted to remind you guys again that this video is troll, and I basically have done nothing special. I am just showcasing what this amazing community has done with the TI-84, with their passion and their ingenuity. This is just something that I got into for a couple weeks and wanted to make a video about it, just to work on making videos. Okay, back to the last feature that I added to this calculator. So remember, no speakers, no mic, but I added music. Now, again, it's a little hacky. I have this program music that I made. As you can see, it says save to L1. Now, if you want to look inside the program, so all I'm doing is adding all of this to this list. Then I get that list, I save it, I get this cable, I transfer it to the computer. Now, meet me in the computer. Okay, so now that I have the file dragged here into the project directory, I will run the script. I have to specify what file I want to run, and then I'm gonna run it at 60 beats per minute. This is just a string of numbers that I made a list that I transferred through cable to the TI Connect, dragged it onto the project directory. So this came from the calculator. Now I'll be running it. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but this is No Surprises by Radiohead. I don't know, that's the best I could do. But technically the calculator is playing music. Okay, technically it's not playing music, but basically it is. Most people are trying to make the next big thing. They're trying to matter. The urge to create something. The urge to change the world. Would I be making this video if I didn't hope to get some attention? Am I creating for the sake of creating? Or am I creating so that somebody could consume what I've created? Sometimes I wonder if I just want to be seen. If it doesn't really matter what I'm creating. If the creation itself is not why I'm doing it. That's why it's so refreshing to see these people, this community, create things because they think it's cool. Because they want to see Pac-Man play on a calculator. They're not doing it for growth or views. They're doing it just because. Be passionate even if nobody's watching.